So it's worth the time to sit down and look at these deeper things. But obviously, we can't do this for everything we want in life, but we do this for what is clearly more important.
Yes, but we will build up momentum and we understand in the process. So we more and more, maybe subconscious, step from just desire something ego driven into giving it a little bit more higher goals, more valued goals aligned with the values, more finding the why, more identity driven goals, which are for the higher good, not just egocentric driven. Yeah. So that's if you sum it up, yeah. One is the spark, one is the fuel. So they keep the fire burning, right?
Hi there, welcome to the replay of our after hours discussions with professional coaches. Your exclusive complimentary Sunday session for all of our community around the world, where coaching minds unite with our people to create real world results. I am Adrian Cahill, your host and founder of the Motivate community, and more recently, Monday Morning Motivation. As a global trainer in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, coaching, and hypnosis, this weekly gathering brings some of my colleagues from trainings, my fellow students and coaches all together in one place where we can discuss, share, help change the world by delivering free, quality information that's here to help you transform.
Welcome to this session with the title Desired versus Compelling Future. Just a few words how I came up with the title. There was a few weeks ago, there was Chris Collingwood giving a session and he talked about desired future. And then I was thinking, what means desire? Everybody's a desire. Then I raised the question, what's desired future meaning and what's actually a compelling future to compare with? Yeah. And he gave me an answer. And after this answer, I still was thinking, what is the deeper meaning of compelling future? So, and this one was how I came up with that topic. And I wanted to a little bit go deeper into this topic. Yeah, I've prepared a presentation. And every time you have a question, please feel free either to unmute yourself and ask or drop into the chat. I will see the chat always. Right? And also we have it interactive, so it's not a monologue that I just talk 90 minutes or 85. So it is a communication between us. Okay? So desired future, compelling future. Okay, so who is it for? Let's say it's important. It's for you. It's for me, of course. Yeah, it's for a family. It's for our friends. So it's to understand this is for personal development and well-being of ourselves, of the people around, or in case you're a coach, and I think we have a lot of coaches here, it can be applied also professional. And why it came up with it? Because it was my impression that more and more people, you deal with people, they're feeling unhappy, they're feeling not satisfied, they're feeling anxious, fearful, stressed, and then also slightly depressed. This was my personal perception when you deal with people in the professional as well as in a private area. So you feel people are more a little bit stressed. Also, they drop out of the community. Like we mentioned, less and less people are in there because they have no time, they don't want, they have other things to think about. And this one might come up because also of the time, there is now, we have a little bit economy stagnating, jobs not so secure, people lose their jobs, not running out of money. So there's certain reasons. Then there's unrest in the world. We have some wars. There's a little bit unclear future. So people feel a little bit not so well. So I will present some tools. We can use them for general well-being, for future orientation. This is some frameworks for how to get compelling future, how to develop it. Yeah. But also I want to have a disclaimer, who is it not for? And this is very important. When there are coaches, when we coach people, when we want to help people, we must not help people who are suicidal, who are actually depressed, who are in a psychology crisis or a danger to themselves or others. These have solely be supported by licensed mental healthcare professionals. In case you are one, then okay, you can go ahead, but I think the majority of us is not. So please, if you have people in your surroundings, you deal with people who are showing these symptoms or whatever, please refer them to licensed mental healthcare providers, okay? Counselors, psychologists, psychiatrics, clinics, whatever, okay? This is also one thing I want to point out. All right, why this topic? I already mentioned it. People feel unhappy, fearful, stressed, and this comes with the time. We have now, let's say, AI come up, a lot of, let's say, jobs might be cancelled, so people are fearful. We have a little bit of financial trouble now between, let's say, Asia, US, Europe, so there's a little bit of things going on. The economy situation is not anymore so nice. We have wars going on. People feel not so happy anymore. Yeah? Feel stressed, feel also depressed. And when we look at stress and depression, it has an impact on our feeling for the time, for the future. So time feels then a little bit different. We cannot think anymore so clearly. We feel a bit tensed. So, and we are humans. And although we live in the present, we usually look to the future. What will the future bring us? When can we retire? How will our kids grow up? Where will we be in 1 year, in 2 years, in 5 years? So basically, humans are future driven. Yeah? Also, we sometimes mingle in the past, we live in the present, but we look to the future. So that's very important that we design ourselves a compelling future. And when we work as coach, we should understand that coaching only works with people who can think about the future. So if a person is trapped in stress or depression, they cannot think about their future so easily. So this means first we have to guide them out of this stressful situation, of this depressive state, to bring them into the future. That's very important, but this is already a trait for us coaches we can offer.
I can read that sentence, Harry, and I'll coach my clients to be stable enough for coaching.
Very cool, yeah. So I hope I'm one of them. I hope I'm one of them. Be stable enough.
Sometimes a coaching might just be get into the sand or hop into the garden, have a cold shower, have a hot bath.
Yeah, so there are people who are uncoachable. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, we know that, yeah.
Yeah, but let's move forward into compelling.
Okay, so there's also Milton Erickson said there's people are not driven by the past, they're pulled by their future. Yeah, and Milton Erickson was one of the basic, not the founder, but NLP refers to Milton Erickson's work a lot. Yeah. Okay, so what is a desired future? We're getting there. It's a future built on wants, on shoulds, on security, success approval, external rewards. So this is usually we setting goals. We want something, ego-driven goals. I want more money. I want to lose weight. I want to be successful. So these are ego-driven goals, which are then external referenced, with external validated. Yeah. So, and based on fear can either be based on fear to avoid something, can also be based on willpower. We want to push something through. And it can be exhausting. Also think about the goal you had in the past. You reached it or you don't reached it, and you didn't really feel happy. You didn't really feel energized. So can you refer to a goal which you either achieved or don't achieved, but still there was a feeling of unhappiness, not satisfied, or it didn't come out as you wanted it? Can you refer to it? So if you can, please drop something in the chat or unmute yourself. Did you set a goal which you achieved or also not achieved, and it didn't make you feel happy or you felt unhappy? Yes, yes, okay. Some people say yes, okay, good. For example, there's also this easy example with losing weight. Some people want to lose weight and set themselves under stress. I have to lose 5 kilo in 3 weeks, put themselves under stress. So they don't eat, they don't feel happy, they are moody, they don't reach the goal, of course, because it's too challenging, and they don't feel happy. Yeah, this is a typical desired future which we don't achieve. So, and if you now compare it to, for example, I give some examples. Yeah, it could be a desired future, could be a wish. I want to be calm. Yeah, so how can we be calm? It's a want, it's a hope, it's a wish, but we need to do something. There need to be some action, there need to be some strategy. It can be preference. I want to get better. I want things get better. This is a hope. How can things get better if we don't do anything? So we need to take action. Yeah? Else we still feel we are caught. We still feel depressed. We don't grow. And goals, desired futures are often vague and not really defined. So I want a nice life. Yeah, what does that mean? What is a nice life? Everybody wants a nice and happy life. But what does it mean in general? What does it mean for you directly? Is it money? Is it a relationship? Is it whatever it is? Yeah. So sometimes these goals are unclear. We just want something. It's vague. It's a wish. It's a preference. We don't really know where to go. And this makes us also feel unhappy, stressed, and depressed. So, and sometimes these goals are also detached from emotion, the goals itself, but they cause some emotions. We're feeling not well if we don't reach them. And as I said, these are push goals. We have to push through. So sometimes easily we can collapse, give up, or feel stressed out even more by avoiding stress. So even at the end, we stressed out more. Yeah. This is not necessarily true for all the goals, but at the end, a desired future, a goal setting requires some energy to push through. We come to this a little bit later. If we now look what is a compelling future, and I think Jay wanted to look at this one, a compelling future that aligns with your values, that aligns with your beliefs, with your vision.
Harrald, sorry,
Yes.
could you go back one for a moment?
Sure.
Just before I get to compelling Kisma. Okay, so the desired future, it's a wish. It's like something I want. I want money.
A want, a should, yes,
I want
a wish.
Job. I want to do push-ups. I want to get more flexible. I want to be a coach. Preferencing this kind of behavior, preferencing this, it's a preference. It's not really like I need to or I must, or I'm gonna. It's not I'm going to, but yeah. And it's vague, so not very specific. So I'm just getting a bit of a feeling for it. And when I feel a desired future, I think I have a lot of things I desire. I think there's a lot of things we desire, okay? Just getting a good feeling
definitely.
for it.
Definitely. So I can speak of myself. I have several things I desire. And if I look in the past, I was partly successful, partly not successful. Yeah? For example, years ago in my job, I was eager to get a salary raise. Yeah, so I was doing a good job. You go to your boss, you ask, can I get a salary raise? Yeah. So this was my goal. You get a certain number. This was my goal. This was my desired future. I'll get it. Okay. I'm happy for the moment. But 2 months later, 3 months later, it's already the level increased. So I don't feel this happiness anymore. I just reached the goal. And again, after 2-3 months, again, I feel not happy because I reached this level. I want to go for another level. But you cannot go every 2 months to your boss and ask for a raise. Yeah, so this would not be sufficient unless you do something. Yeah. So we desire things, we set goals, and they are maybe a short-term satisfaction, but not long-term. Yeah. So this means we have to jump from goal to goal to goal to goal to feel happy, which is an external reference. I get a salary raise or not. Yeah.
And there are some people that seem to just pursue their desires. and the desire might be X or desire might be Y. They just kind of pursue the desire. So some people have, we all have, I think we all have desires, but some people are really, yeah. What are you going to say, Jay?
So, Harry, it's interesting. As when Adrian came back, I had a little bit of a stimulation about this desired future, and I thought of myself when I was back much younger and had a family and working in the normal life, and I'm talking about Australians here, right? We only could, that I can see, could have a desired future because our life is driven by so much external forces,
Right.
school fees, things, house. So for me, it's interesting now looking at, we have desires. I'd probably say they're more hopes, all right, that, things will be okay in the future that allows us to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So the desired future is based upon what I'm seeing, that hope that, we're doing something which will be okay for the future and we take the best steps we can. So just that example hit me suddenly. Oh my God, I'd lived a desired future for a long time.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it's external driven. We have to pay for school fees. We have to make the money. We have to. So, but it's maybe not something which really makes us feel emotionally satisfied or happy, or we just have to do it. Yeah. Of course, it's part. We have to do certain things. Yeah.
And we just need a break
And-
state here. We just need a break state. Okay, we're gonna move on from the desired.
Yeah, break state. Yeah. So, all right, let's move on. A compelling future. Now, a compelling future is a future that aligns with your values, with your vision, with your beliefs, with your soul. So is a spiced up desired future, basically. It's compelling. You add something. Instead of a push, I have to push through it. I have to lose weight because I want to have a nice beach body next year. So I have something that pulls me there. Yeah. So it's then easier to reach the target and to feel satisfied on a long term. So it's not you run after it. It's not to push it. It's a pull. It draws you in. It embodies you. So it's basically an identity change. It's not just you do something on a behavior. You have to eat less when you want to lose weight. You have to do exercise. It's not a behavior change. So it's basically a change of beliefs and an adaptation of identity. So totally change. So it is at the end, it's easier for you. It's not willpower, it's just identity driven. So that's the big change. So it's also not only that you want to reach the goal, it's also the journey, who you become on the way towards your goal. So it's a different perception on the way to reach the goal. What is it? Yeah. So, and this is the main difference, yeah. And if I can give you some examples. So it should be emotionally magnetic. Why I want this, why I want to achieve something, yeah, the goal, yeah. You can feel drawn to it, not just as a push, a pull, yeah. So you need to achieve it, who you will become, what needs to happen that you can reach that goal. You have to learn new skills, you have to set up a new behavior, you have to change your beliefs, yeah. Whatever is necessary to go there. It's sensory rich. So sensors, you should not only think about it, you should see it, you should feel it, you should emerge it, the goal. So where I want the future, where I want to go. So, and it's not that you also make progress in the let's say on bad days when you don't feel you don't want it, when you're moody. So when you're moody, you don't get up and do something, or you don't want it. Today I don't want to go to the gym or whatever. Today I don't want to eat diet. But when you're compelled, so health is your value, yeah. To be vital is your value. So it pulls you towards there. It's not anymore a burden, it's just a natural way. Because it's connected to your identity, and decisions then come easier because it's not anymore willpower you work on. So it's all your cell or your body are aligned with the goal, with the future you want to. You have to mention the values, you have to align it to the beliefs. And it's actually intrinsic motivation. It's not anymore from the outside, the external motivation, it's internal motivation. This is the big difference. Yeah? So between these two. Is this clear so far? What is the desired future is external, compelling future is more intrinsic, is more pulling, is more rich. I will have example later on then, how to do it. And how can we apply this one? There's the wheel of life or the areas of life. And I mentioned here, let's say the basic 3+1 is health, wealth, relationship, and to give our life meaning. So that's the umbrella. And a wheel of life can have 6, 8, 10, 12 different areas of life. It depends where we look. But health means basically the physical health. Our health is the body, the mental health, how we think, the emotional health, how we feel, and the spiritual health. So this is the umbrella under health. Normally, when we think about health, we in most cases refer only to the body, to the physical health. Yeah, but this is just a reminder that there's different areas we can go. When we look at wealth, there's money, of course, is one of the first. There's the work, there's the career. You can see, do we own property, to invest in stocks? Where is our wealth? And also wealth can be a mindset. It's not only the physical wealth, we have also a mindset. Do we feel abundant or do we feel scarce? Do we feel a scarcity? And this is also something we can work on and integrate in the compelling future. What are we feeling? Do we live in a world of abundance or do we live in a world of scarcity? Yeah. Also, if I live in the world of abundance, I feel it. At the moment, I can run out of money. Yeah, it's clear. You can run out of money physically. But when I believe I live in abundance, it can catch up and I can come back. And I don't feel stressed. Yeah? Because I know money will come back. Physical money will come back by doing something, by getting a job, by selling something, whatever. So this is a mindset issue. When we talk about relationship, of course, most important relationship with ourselves, with yourself. So then we have a family, we have friends, we have environment, workmates, neighbors, customers, suppliers, whatsoever. Then in the further sense, we have nature, we have animals, fauna, flora, whatever, and the creation, the soul. So we have a relationship, religion, whatever is it. We have relations. And then there's one thing, the 3+1. This is give our life meaning, growth, purpose. And also when we set goals, we should include a higher goal, not only an ego goal like desired, but when we add a higher goal, it's for the higher good, for the greater good, for other people, we help others. This already makes it more compelling to reach because we have a different meaning. And when you set goals, you can look at these areas of life and set specific goals, what you want. And this will be later example as an exercise where you can choose a goal. So please remember this one, health, wealth, relationship, and then to break it down into different areas of life. Is that clear so far? Any
Very
questions?
clear.
Sorry?
It's very interesting. It's very clear and it's very interesting. I
Thank
never
you,
thought
thank you.
of
Okay.
a desired future and a compelling.
Yeah, a desired future or a compelling future is a desired future spiced up.
Yeah.
Desired plus plus.
Okay.
All right. So why we need to orientate on the future? What's important? So we as humans, we move towards imagined goals, imagined futures. We always think about what we want. We create our physical future by imagination, by thinking forward. So, and of course we have the desire to be happy, to feel satisfied, to be successful, and we don't want to feel the fear. And then we have always two things that come up in our life, most likely one is the stress and one is depression. So, and we look at this one, if we feel stressed, permanently stressed, so stressed for a longer time, not short time, because you have to achieve a target, you have to catch a plane or whatever, and you're late, whatever, there's a short-time stress. But if you feel stressed on a longer time, because of work, because of relationship, or whatever is the reason, that shrinks and have an impact on our future thinking. So we are not anymore able to think really 1 month ahead, 6 months ahead, 12 months ahead, because we're just limited and get stuck in that stressful situation. And even worse, if we feel depressed for a longer time, it collapses our future perspective totally. So these are two things where we really need to do something. And in case it's a light depression, we can do it ourselves. In case it's a strong depression, we really need to have help from a professional. So, and why a compelling future? It helps us with the direction to go. It motivates us. It's an intrinsic motivation compared to an external motivation. It energizes us and it makes us more likely to reach the goal. Is it clear so far why we should use that? Any questions so far? All right, then let's continue. As mentioned before, stress. What does stress mean? I guess most of us have felt stress at least once or for some time, whatever it is. Was it relationship? Was it work? Was it school? Was it university? Was it finding our first apartment? Whatever. So I think there's times of stress, and if we can relate to it. So stress makes us think, let's say, on a daily base, on a short time base, not on a long term, more like on a short term survival. How can I survive today? How can I survive tomorrow? Whatever is the reason. Yeah. And there's one thing, everything what is below longer than 24 hours, what is more than one day, becomes more and more unclear. So the future fades away. We cannot really think, or let's say future pace our idea or imagine what our future will like. The gravity drops. We don't know anymore what we should do. We just get stuck in this stressful situation in the now, maybe one day ahead. And simply we put all our energy in this stressful situation. So not anymore for creating. It's more like for surviving. So we want to go to creation. And even more, if we feel depressed, we have a problem with the time perception. So the future seems totally blank. We cannot imagine future. And the time stops phenomenon raises. This means basically we cannot really think in future. We have some, let's say, cognitive impact on it. We feel numb. We can feel numbness. We feel not related to anything. We have no motivation at all. So these are really symptoms of depression. We feel totally inward. We don't want to see people. We don't want to go out. We really give them up. And the longer and deeper that gets, maybe the more we need external help. So it's good if you have the slight feeling of depression, or you know somebody in your environment, or some coachee, some client who feel depressed, to do something against it. And one thing is to set really compelling goals to offer them a compelling future.
So,
yes, please.
Can you hear me? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So when you said depression is internal, okay, that means we need to get external help.
Well, you need to do something first. You need to, first thing is always realize that you have it. Yeah. So, and this can somebody else you talk to refer. You feel slightly depressed because you don't show action, you don't show up, you don't do anything the way you talk. So you need to realize it, and then you can find out what could be the cause. Yeah, is it a general? Is it where it comes from? Yeah, is it financial? Is it relationship? Is it whatever? And then you set the goal.
How does compelling future and desired future play with depression? Is the fact that you don't want to see further.
The thing is, if you're depressed, you can't see further. Time collapses. So you're just in the now, in the survival mode. How can I survive today? How can I survive tomorrow? But not where can I be successful in 6 months? This is not the thinking. You're not any more creative like this one. You cannot do that. Yeah. So
Thank
you
you.
you fall in a pit and you need to get out of the pit first that you can climb a mountain. Yeah. So, but you cannot lift yourself out of the pit when you fall down. So most likely you need somebody to help you. It can be a coach. It can be also somebody who can help you, who you can talk. Sometimes talking to somebody helps you. Just
And
talk to somebody about this can already be a big release. That you don't always put the stress inward. You just release the stress. Just talk somebody. Somebody listens. Even they don't help you, just listen. So yes, you're right. I feel for you. Show empathy, right? This
Yeah.
sometimes helps. Mhm.
And on an individual level, routines, like, routinely seeing people, routinely seeing friends, routinely seeing psychologists. But more so for myself, if I feel anything like this stuff coming in, I taught myself to go to the beach or go for a walk or go to a park. So as soon as I start to feel any of those kind of depression or overstress, I just feel a little kick up the ass which says, walk. Yeah, so you can set up things as well, and that's for another session, right? Most of us will have strategies set up. We're going to experience sadness at points. To have happiness, we're going to have unhappiness at times. So, yeah.
Yeah, we all have some coping mechanisms, how we cope with stress, how we cope with depression, how we cope with setbacks. Yeah. Some people do exercise, some go to the gym, some go running, some go chopping wood. Some people start taking drugs, alcohol, whatever. Some people get aggressive. Yeah. So there's some kind of coping mechanisms, how we deal with these things we don't want. Yeah. You said you're going to the beach, which is relaxing, which is a very good idea. Some people go hiking, go to nature. Yeah.
It sounds like we should make it compelling. It sounds like we should make it compelling to get out. Make it compelling to get out of the hole, or make it compelling to continually be stepping up. Because whether we crash or succeed, if we're just continually
yeah, physical action is always good as a coping mechanism. Yeah, whatever you need to deal with. So, but on long term, it works short term, but on long term, you need to do something. You need to adjust your behavior first. You need to align your beliefs, work with your values, and then work on your identity. So this will be a long term. But when you feel stressed and depressed, you cannot do that. You cannot think about your change of identity. You don't work with values. So this is where you stepwise have to go there. So, and just as a summary, as a comparison, desired future is what the ego wants, what we should do. We have a conditional happiness. It's based on the condition that we succeed. If we don't succeed, we're not happy. So, and it's most likely external. It's nothing wrong with it, but we have to understand where it comes from, or what it is the result of it. Well, if we have a compelling future, it's more like value-based. It's internally intrinsic motivated. It drives us. It feels more like the truth. And it's also important the way how we become of reaching a goal, what we set. Yeah, we have to learn new skills. We have to deal with our beliefs. We have to align with our values. We set actions to go there, but not only like a schedule action. Like when we lose weight, we eat half of what we eat normal. We do exercise. But also who we become, yeah, that's the most important thing. And desired means I hope I get the result, and compelling, I'm drawn to it emotionally. It pulls me there towards my goal. It's not a push with willpower, it's a pull, basically. Different idea, yeah. So, and if we compare now desired to compelling future, I have a wish versus I'm emotionally pulled towards the goal. I want something versus I feel pulled toward. Yeah, it pulls me there. It's vague versus it's a vivid future. External reference versus internal reference. It's a fragile goal versus a resilient goal, which lasting. It's not just I reach the goal and then I have a yo-yo effect, which make me fall back again, and even in a worse position than before. For example, I want to lose weight. I lose weight, I reach the goal, and then I can release, goal reached, and I go back to my old habits, and then I have a yo-yo effect, and it even adds up more. While when you have a compelling future, it's resilient. Yeah, the goal setting is different. There's a why behind. There's an identity change behind it. So that's one of the big differences. All right. Was it clear so far? The difference. Then there's one more thing. When we look at goal setting, yeah, the pros and the cons. So a desired future is not necessarily bad. Yeah, it just has its pros and its cons, and we also want to strive a little bit through this one. Because setting a goal can give us a structure, direction, and motivation. Can be a short-term motivation, it's okay. So it depends what goal we set. It can make sense totally to have only a desired future and to go ahead. It's not necessarily bad. It just has its limits, its pros and cons. Yeah. So, but when we have set a goal and fall them back into the old programming after reaching the goal, we most likely have this yo-yo effect. What I mentioned before, you use weight, you reach the target, okay, you fall back to your old eating and sports habit, and then you add up even more because you feel exhausted, you feel still hungry. So, and this can cause stress, depression, but not a growth. And when we think, you mentioned the 3+1, the 3+1 areas of life, will of life. The +1 was meaning, purpose, growth. Yeah. So actually, if we do something and desired future also contains something where I can growth wherever I want. Yeah, it can be spiritual, it can be emotional, mental, physical, whatever you want. There's a growth part included. We don't want to fall back to old habits. We want the growth part. That's one of the differences. And also, one of the main thing is we always want to have everything under control, which is an illusion. So letting go of control. In this case, it doesn't mean to give up a goal. It just means trusting in the ability that it will work out. Yeah. Sometimes we reach a goal and sometimes we don't. Yeah. And one of the presuppositions in NLP is also that we never have a failure. We always get feedback, right? So if we don't reach a goal, we should not think it's a failure. We have a problem. We are not worth it. We get the feedback that something was not, or it has to be changed in order to be successful, whatever it is. Yeah. So
yeah, I remember one time I got some new kind of thing, and I thought I could control it. And when I thought I could control it or control my feelings, when I thought I could control it, it gave me a sense of power, like or strength. I can control this bicycle, I can control my trike, I can, and at times I can control my energy, control my emotion. But it's an illusion, isn't it? Because we're not really controlling, things happen. The grass is slippery, or we're new, or we're stumbling, and we get feedback from the universe, but we kind of grasp to this control, but it's total. We don't have control. Like you got the steering wheel of a car. You can steer. You can't control the car. You can steer it. Our emotions. We can't really control our emotions. We can't even control our breath. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an illusion, as you said, but we still feel we can control our lives. Yeah, there's so many things which happen. Think about the weather. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control. People cannot control themselves. Yeah.
This would be a good muscle, isn't it? It's a muscle, like kind of putting your energy and focus onto controlling what you can. Maybe you got to put some more control into your health. Maybe you got to relax more in your health.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rephrasing actually, but to be in control, you cannot really. Also, if you eat healthy, if you do sports, still something can happen to your health. It's, of course, the probability is higher, but you cannot control it. You just can increase probabilities. Yeah.
I'll shut up now and let you control Zoom again.
Astrolita writes, time, you cannot control time. You cannot control a lot of things. Yeah. So you cannot control your kids' behavior. You cannot control cats. I think Alicia will agree. You cannot control your cat. So, and it's an illusion. Yeah, we try to control it. Yeah, and it all control. Usually, usually causes unhappiness, stress, and whatever we think we can control, because we cannot, yeah. So, but what can we do is either we affect or we are on course. Yeah. For example, you plan to have a barbecue next day with your friends outside, and then it starts to rain. Oh, we cannot have the barbecue because it rains. Then you're a defect. But if you're a cause, say, okay, it's raining outside. We cannot control the rain, but you can control your reaction. Yeah. Okay. So then we eat inside. We cook inside. We don't make barbecue, charcoal barbecue. We just cook inside. So you are the cause. You're not in control, or you can, let's say, a little bit in control about your action, about your response. This you can control, but you cannot control the weather. But you can, let's say, control your cause or if effect. You can control your response to it. That's one thing. Yeah? So not to misunderstand, it's this word control. Yeah? Cause or effect is one thing. How we respond to certain things. Of course, when we have to go to the airport and reach a plane, we have to control that we are on time there. But it's also not possible. If a traffic jam towards the airport, we cannot control it. Yeah, we try our best, but we cannot control it. So the essential question now of the compelling future is: who are you becoming to reach your future, to reach your goal? I think that's more important than really reaching the goal. So because when you grow personally, mentally, emotionally, maybe the goal changes what you want. It becomes even not any more compelling. You want to change your goal, yeah, because you saw it just from a different perspective. While you're on the way to your goal, you get a different perspective. Maybe you want to change it. So that's the important question of who are you becoming? So, and when you ask yourself, it's just what do I want to achieve? Instead, ask who I'm becoming. So, I want to lose weight. Okay, you lose weight just to have your, let's say, beach body, and you can run around in a swimsuit next year. So, who you will become when you have to lose weight? It's more important, yeah. Not slim, you're not whatever. Who will become? So maybe you think about it's then maybe could be that it's not anymore a goal. Yeah, you just say, okay, I want to have a healthy lifestyle. Yeah, or I just whatever. Yeah. So who am I becoming by pursuing this goal? So, and this becoming is more, let's say, reliable, resistant, evolving, persistent, not resistant, persistent, than just to reach a goal. Yeah. So this becoming, the journey is important. Who you need to become is most likely more important. That's really the question of when you go for a compelling future. Okay. So I just run through an example and then we're doing some exercise. Example. Losing weight is easy. So for us to understand, the desired future is something you want, you should, you wish for, external. It's appealing, but abstract sometimes. Yeah. So I want to lose 10 kilograms so I can look better. Yeah. It's not the real goal. It's just a desired future. Yeah. While if you can make it more compelling, it's something you feel drawn to. It's more meaningful. It's a purpose. You give it identity. You work on your beliefs. So this is really a desired future, and you add something more. The goal might still be the same. You want to lose weight, but you add up. Like you say, I'm becoming the kind of person who feels strong, healthy, confident, energized, so I can play with my kids, live longer. I can make my shoelaces again because I cannot bend down, something like this. So you give it a more meaning to it. So more aligned, you can involve other people, like you work with your kids. Because usually we're doing something for ourselves, we might deviate it, we might give up. But when we add somebody else, a higher goal, we add more people for the greater good. So it's much more likely, we increase the likelihood that we go towards the goal, that we reach it, because other people involved, not only ourselves, not only our ego. So this is a simple first step, a simple comparison. But then we go for the goal setting directly. So for example, we have the pros and the cons of a desired future, as we mentioned before also. Easier to define. So I want to lose 5 kilo, 10 kilos. It is initial motivated. Okay, I have an idea, I can do it. It's simply to measure and to track. Okay, I can just step on a scale. I can easily measure it and track it. Yeah. On the contrary, motivation, it might fade away quickly because we feel pressure, not eating enough, doing exercise. Actually, we don't want it, but we cut back 50% of our daily food intake. We have to get up early to jog in the morning before we go to work. So we might lose the motivation soon. It's usually external rewarded. Why we want to lose weight? Because we want to look better, whatever it is. And then we have this yo-yo effect, already mentioned also. And there's not really emotional attached. It's more feel like stressed because we want to push through. It's not something we really want to achieve. It's just we feel more as a pain to reach by this one. Yeah. So it's a short-term success followed by yo-yo effect. This can be the outcome. Not necessarily, but in most cases, or in more cases, it can be. While if we now look to the pros and cons of a compelling future, so really here we have a deep emotional drive and a motivation, why I want to do it. So it's a change of behavior, not only the change of beliefs. Can I do it? Yes. Can I not do it? Have other people done it before? Yes, other people have done it. So I should also could do it. So it's a different kind of motivation. And we have to work on our identity, our purpose, our values, our beliefs. And it's basically a larger lifestyle change. So it's who you become. We changed our lifestyle, not only just for this certain period when we want to lose weight, we totally change our lifestyle in a persistent way. Of course, it requires more work, more self-reflection. It takes longer. And we have a time where we really have to make it a habit, not only a habit, but also to believe can do it. It's a real identity change. So we need to adapt to it, and that might take time. And it also might be harder or takes longer to track it, to quantify it, to specify it. So these are the main differences. But the typical outcome is it's more sustainable. It's a long-term transformation, and it's really a change of life, a change of lifestyle, a change of identity. So this is the basic things. Yeah? For short-term goal, maybe it's good if we have just a desired future. If we go for long-term goals or for bigger changes, we should go for a compelling future. Was just an example, but this is relevant to all the before mentioned areas of life: health, wealth, relationship, and also for the meaning. All right. So, questions so far? Do we have any questions so far? All right. Then let's continue. When we goal setting, then the second step, we learned that we set SMART goals. I think everybody is aware of SMART goals. They should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant or realistic, both okay, and we have a time bound, a time relations. And if we compare now desired future SMART goal now, so I will lose 10 kilograms in 3 months by eating 1,500 kilograms a day and exercise 4 times a week. This is really specific, measurable, achievable, time bound. Achievable, maybe it is, maybe it is not. So, but it will cause maybe some stress. If you used to eat 3,000, 4,000 calories per day, to cut back to 1,500 might be hard every day. So, and if you don't exercise at all, so exercise 4 times per week might be hard. Yeah. So it is stressful. We might give up. We might go for a part-time goal, only maybe 2 times a week, or we 2,000 calories per day, something like this. Yeah. So it's a good structure. It's achievable, but also easy to give up, to abandon. But when you compare it, for example, with a compelling future, so this means I see the greater picture. I will become strong, energetic person who maintains a healthy body weight, to be able also to be flexible, to do better exercise, to play with my kids, something like this. You give it a greater goal. And then for the beginning, I start to lose 10 kilos in 3 months by nurturing my body with whole foods, exercising, so I can be fit and confident. So you have on one side the smart, the numbers, the time, the weight, the calories, something like this, and you combine it also with a why you do it. You combine it with your identity. You work on your beliefs, so it will be more sustainable. It pulls you there. You see the greater good, and the part of the goal is just to lose weight. Is a part of your goal. Before the goal was just to lose weight. Now you have a greater goal, and a part of it is just to lose weight, right? And then the likelihood is higher that you remain on this level, and you don't have a relapse. You don't have the yo-yo effect to lose the weight. And just
Harrald,
if you want to, pardon me?
if I can just add, so
Yep.
if we spend an extra bit of time looking at more depth, doing this, writing the compelling future, writing it out, we take a bit more time and we make that desired future more into a compelling future. It reminded me also of the NLP modeling we were doing. Because when we were doing the modeling, we had this sheet, and on my computer, I had like 10 sheets of it. They were all these questions and all this writing space. And before the modeling project, we would spend like hours doing this form with all these kind of questions, like what's the behavior you want? You know, what specifically are you looking to get? Why do you want this? Why do you want this in your life? You had all these kind of questions. And it was almost like too much. In the NLP modeling, it was too much. Whereas these here, do you have this in a worksheet or something?
Not yet, but I can make one.
Yeah.
I can make one, yeah, sure.
That could be a nice worksheet, you know, turning this into that. Anyway, sorry, I'll shut up.
No, look, I want to add a bit more to that because this is probably the most astounding point that I have realized in quite some time. Thank you, Harry. And something that I work with every week in men's group is using SMART goals. And I'll be honest, I don't set goals because I find them stressful.
That's the point.
Yeah, and when you look at this future SMART goal, the wording you're using, it felt like, holy buddy heck, we can still do a SMART goal without people wanting to use a stick to beat us up because we don't get there. And I really think a worksheet giving a little bit more insight into this compelling future SMART goal will be an absolutely brilliant thing, mate. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay, for pointing that out. I think you got the point. Yeah, this was actually the meaning. Yeah, to have SMART goals and also to combine it with a compelling future. That's actually the point. Yeah.
Yeah. Karina was just saying something.
Yep.
Well, I was agreeing with you that the SMART goal, yes, it goes with initially the external, it goes with the ego. Yes, it goes with all of that. But at the end, if you want, like you said, it's more sustainable. It needs to become more sustainable if you want it to be a compelling goal. So it makes, yeah, you should do the worksheet. It's a great topic.
Okay, thank you. I will prepare one and then distribute it. Yeah. And there's also one thing I mentioned before. When we feel stressful or we feel a little bit depressed, we cannot think about our future. Yeah. So in this case, we should set goals on a very short period. Can be the next day, can be the next 2 days, the next 3 days, just to drag us out of this one, if we do it ourselves. Yeah. Because if we have no feeling about time, if we feel stressed in the today, we cannot think about 6 months before, 3 months ahead. Yeah. So to start with it, just set goals on a very short period, small goals, just to build up momentum, to build up trust. So this is one of the things, one step at a time, before we think about the bigger goals. Because sometimes we think you can reach a goal, but we self-sabotage because our subconscious says, you never did that before, you cannot reach it. Yeah, I want it, ego-driven, but I cannot reach it. I never did it before. Did I ever lose 5 kilo in 4 weeks? No, I cannot. I never did it before. We have no reference, yeah, internally. So we self-sabotage, which again makes us feel stressed. We want a goal, but we think we cannot achieve it. So by achieving small goals over a short period, we build up momentum to build up trust in ourselves in case we have this one. Yeah, it can be very small goals. Yeah, even okay, in 1 hour I take a walk, I just go around my house a block, do 5 push-ups, that's it. Yeah? Very small goal. Okay, achieved. Next day I make it a little bit longer. Okay, I go 3 rounds, 10 push-ups, something like this. Yeah, small micro goals to build up momentum. Yeah? This is one tip before we set the real big goal, that we can trust ourselves, build up trust in ourselves. Or if you work with a client, you can also apply this one to a client, start with micro goals, and then follow up. And again, if we combine this one, a desired future can be the spark to get us started, but make it compelling and reliable, resistant. It's like the fuel. Oh, so compelling future is like the fuel. If we make it compelling, it's like the fuel who keeps the fire burning. The spark ignites it, the fire, and the fuel, the compelling future, keeps it burning. So if we just have a spark and a small fire, it will extinguish very fast. So this is the 2 things. To combine it, I think that's one of the main goals. All right, and another comparison here. If you look at the emotions, the depth of the emotions, it's low versus high. So we have a high emotion when we are compelling. External versus internal motivated. We are focused on the outcome. When we have a desire, we want to reach a certain goal. A compelling future is more like who we become. We focus on the process, we focus on the identity change. And if it's sustainable, we see we can be sustainable to a certain range or not really, but it's a very high probability to stay sustainable when we work with a compelling future. The relapse to the original condition is high when we work on a desired future, but is low on the compelling future. And if we apply the SMART goal, it's just like procedure, like Jay mentioned, that you have to stressful to beat yourself up. When you make it purpose-driven, it's much easier to achieve because you have a why, you have a motivation, you're pulled towards the goal. So it's then much easier to achieve. And it's lasting. So these are the main differences between a desired future, compelling future, or that can also less goal setting. Yeah, we're setting goals for the future, how we look at it, right? Was that clear so far? Any questions, any inputs? Okay, so now I already talked a lot and I want you to talk a little bit more. It's your turn. And at first I want you to think about a desired goal you're working on. Desired goal, remember, it's ego-driven. I have to, I should, I want. It's external motivated. It can be actually one you're working on or one you achieved or didn't achieve, whatever. You think about a goal you're working or worked on, a desired goal. The old way, like you set the goal. I want to achieve because I want it. It's external validated. Whatever it is. It can be a health goal, it can be a wealth goal, it can be a relationship goal, whatever. Okay? So please think about one. Doesn't matter how big it is. You keep it for yourself. You can share it. You don't need to share it. You just keep it for yourself. Think about the goal. A desired goal. An ego goal. I want this. I want to have a lot of money. I want to find my dream partner. Okay. So if you have your goal now, you need a little bit of imagination. And now we're going to submodalities. We're using basically submodalities, our five senses: visual, auditory, kinesthetic. Maybe also if a goal you want to become a chef, a cook, then olfactory, gustatory. But we most likely rely on the first three: visual, auditory, kinesthetic. Okay. So I'll ask you now to imagine the goal, the future you just were thinking of, right? Just imagine the goal, the future you were thinking of. And then you see what you see. Imagine it, you see it. You see a picture, right? You see a picture. Is the picture bright? Is it dark? How does it look like? How's the brightness of this picture? The picture you see in your imagination of your desired future. Is your picture colorful? Is it black and white? If it's colors, is it bright colors, dark colors? How do you see it? The picture you see in your mind, in your imagination, is it close to you? Is it far to you? What is the distance? How far it is from your vision? How far? Just realize it, how far it is. Then you imagine the picture and see how big it is. What's the size of this picture? Is it small? Is it big? Where is it in your view? Is it in front of you? To your left? To your right? Up, down? Where is it in your vision? Maybe it's moving. Maybe it's a small clip. It's a movie. It's not a still picture. So what do you see? Do you see a movie clip? Do you see a still picture? So if you look at the picture, is there a frame, or is it frameless? Is it just all around you? How do you see it? Okay. So please remember or take notes. What did you see about the brightness? Take notes, write it down. How do you see it? Was it bright? How bright it was? Was it colorful? Was it black and white? What was the distance? Close? Was it far? Where was it in your view? Left, right, up, down? What was the size? Moving? A movie still? Was it still? Did it have a frame or not? Just write it down, yeah? Okay, next thing, when you think about your picture, your future, your desired future, your ego-driven future, your external referenced future, did you hear anything while you think about it? Is there a noise? Do you hear anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
is there, you can hear something. Okay, good, yeah. So is there a tone? Do you hear a tone, a certain tone? Is it a music? Is it a, what kind of noise is it that you hear? Somebody talking? Is it music? Is it a monotone tone? And in case you hear something, where do you hear it? Do you hear it in your front, in your back, to the left, to the right, up, down? Where? Where's the location? Where does this sound, music, whatever it is, come from? Okay. Is there pitch to this tone? Pitch, high, low. Is there a certain pitch to it? Yeah? Can you recognize that one? Okay, I think we're all done. So please remember, what did you hear? Write it down. Was there volume? How was the volume? Was there anything? First question. Was there a tone? Did you hear anything? Was it a music, a tone? What was it? How was the volume? Was there location? Was there pitch? What was it? So, and then kinesthetic, feeling. So this is two types of feeling. Physical feeling, you feel something physically or feel something emotionally. So when you think about your desired goal, the ego-driven goal, the external referenced goal, did you feel anything? Did you feel anything in your body? Did you feel any emotion? So, and if yes, was there? What was the intensity? You can give it, for example, you have a range from 0 to 10, but 0, no intensity, but 10, highest intensity. So give it a number. What was the intensity? Did you feel any temperature? Did it make you feel warm? Did it make you feel cold? Did you have any feeling in your body, on your body? Was there any feeling? Did you feel anything anywhere when you think about your goal, when you imagine your goal? And if you feel anything, is there movement? Is it turning, moving up and down? Is there a flow, or is it stable in the same place? Okay. So please also write this down. What did you feel? Was there feeling? How intense was it from 1 to 10? Did you feel warm? Did you feel cold? Did you feel something in your body, on your body? Was it moving? Was it flowing? Was it turning? Was there any feeling? Please note, write it down. Okay, so now we reframe. Next step, your goal you just choose, the desired one, we reframe it to compelling. So that's the part now, yeah? So this is why I ask you, feel first, working with submodalities, feel first your desired one, and then make it compelling, right? So I think you all have written a goal, like Stella wrote, she wants to run a full marathon. So is it just a want? Do you want to achieve it because others achieve it, or do you want to achieve it because something? Yeah, you can write it down. You can share with us. You don't need to share with us. For each of you, the goals, just write down. Do you feel, or think about it, do you feel excited about it? Or what makes you excited about it? Is it just something you want because something other does, something other people do it? Is it because you can involve other people? It's for the greater good. What can you do? Yeah. Do you feel excited about it? Or what makes you feel excited about it? Yeah. Do you feel excited about it? Is a yes or no answer. Better is what makes you feel excited about it? Or is the goal based on fear or love, or because you want to avoid something, you want to avoid stress, you want to avoid something, or is it some goal which pushes you forward? So, and when we pick up this run full marathon, yeah, this example, what can it makes you feel excited? What could make you feel excited? Yeah? So could it be a charity run? For example, you run that you a charity, you raise money for something. Yeah, you raise money for poor people. You make it more excited. You make it more for the greater good. Yeah? Or is it just a simple ego goal? Yeah? Is it just because others do it? Or is it just because resilience building? Yeah, who you become. You cannot run a marathon, most likely. You just, after this session, you go out and run a marathon. Most likely will not work. So you need to become somebody. You need to train regularly. You need to have most likely a certain diet. Yeah, you need to become a healthy person. You change your behavior. This is who you become with it. Yeah. So to feel excited about it, think about you run through the finish and the people cheering at you. Yeah, what does it make you feel? You feel excited. You did it. Yeah, just when you run after 42 kilometers, it depends what hour, how long you want to take. It doesn't matter. So, but you finish it. Yeah, how exciting would that make feel you? The person who you become by training to be able to achieve to run a marathon. Yeah? This goal is based on fear or love. I think that's easy to answer. It's based on love. You don't have to run away from somebody. You just do it because you like to do it. You compare yourself, but only improve a little bit who you become. Yeah. So the important question. You will become a healthy person. You will become a dedicated person. You will become a runner. You will change your identity. You're not anymore running. You will become a runner. That's the identity change. You will become a marathon runner. Will it be sustainable? You need to keep on. After the first marathon, you need to keep on training, then it will become sustainable. Yeah? When you just train to run one marathon and don't stop then training, most likely a year later will not be able to run a marathon. Yeah? So this is how you make it compelling. If you become a runner, you have to continue running after your first marathon. Yeah? This means you can run maybe a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth after some time. But when you stop, then your condition, your resilience will drop down again and you start again from the beginning. That's the point. So, and just an example for financial, maybe somebody has a financial goal. I want to make more money so I can feel safe. You reframe it to make it more compelling. I'm creating a financial flow so I can live with freedom and impact. I can impact other people. So again, the higher goal, you can impact other people, your family, your friends, your kids, so people around you. Yeah? And this is again a higher goal, not only ego-driven, but also you have an impact on other people. That's always more motivating. So can you think about now your goal, the goal you choose to make it compelling? And I hope you all have done it because more and more cameras now turned off. So then we do these submodalities again. Now this time with the compelling goal, right? Okay, so please imagine now your goal, the reframed goal, the compelling goal, right? Imagine it. So, and again, see what you see. You see a picture, you see a movie. What do you see? Is it still? Is it moving? What is the brightness? Did it change? Was there some change in brightness? Was there some change in color? Just imagine you see now your compelling goal, the one you reframed, the one with identity change, the lasting goal. How about the color? Did the color change? Or how did the color change, in case the color changed? Did anything from the distance change? The distance, the location. Is it closer to you? Is it further to you? Is it the same? Did it move from left to right, from right to left, from up to down? Was there any change? How about the size of the picture? Bigger, smaller? Is there any frame? Was there any frame? Was there any change? So please now write down what you saw. The brightness, was there change? The color, was there change? Distance, was there change? Size, was there change? Was it moving still? Was there change? Frame, was there change? And now I'm interested if somebody witnessed a change in the visuals. Anybody?
Yeah. My visuals became a lot more full, panoramic, all around me in it, and it was everywhere. It was lovely.
So you dive in. Okay, this was just the visuals, yeah? Thank you, Adrian. Anybody else? Did you witness any change yet? Stella, any feedback on your marathon run? Did
No,
you?
no, I haven't run a full marathon yet, but I train for the half one often. It's kind of like motivate myself to be more
Cool.
resilient and to be more conservative. I don't telling people that I'm kind of like training that much because doing something like athletes do is a little bit costly and also it's not so popular.
Cool, yeah, thanks for the feedback. And if you look on the exercise before, yeah, before you had your goal, desired goal, you had these visuals, and now we have the before and after. We have 2 times this exercise. Imagine your desired goal, imagine your compelling goal. Was there any shift in the visuals? Was there any shift in the brightness? Did you imagine your goal different? The brightness when you imagined it. Was there any change? His picture changed around him, yeah. So he was drawn into picture. It changed a little bit. Was there any change for you?
I think start from your thought wiring and you change your mindset. The first, you make the barriers, you make the unbelief barriers first. You remove the unbelief barriers first, then you just take action. Takes a little bit time and progress. You have to do it. Yeah.
Okay, so you are on the path. So it is who you're becoming to reach your marathon. So one of your targets is to reach the half marathon.
Yeah,
that's the
right
way.
after. Yeah.
Yeah. You're already doing it, or just still on the way to there?
I did it in 2 hours so far.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to
Good.
consistently train myself, be more faster or run further. Kind of like 2 options. Yeah. I focus on one thing.
And what is the higher goal? You said you want to build resilience. So can you relate it to a higher goal? Why you want to do that? Or what's the goal behind? What's your why? Why do you want it?
And I don't train that often, but I want to put it as often as I can to put it as my strong routine or good time management. It's like some people like do some daily workout or some little bit jogging. If I can do like every day run like 15 in 1 hour, I think I can be full recharged by myself physically.
Cool. All right.
I just want to add one thing in there. When you mentioned we're looking more at the structure and the submodalities, not the content. I was looking at a particular course. I did do various courses. I did a yoga course, and the next part of it is so I was looking at it like a course, but when it became compelling, and when it became more compelling, it went from being a course, it went further down the road to a lifestyle and other courses. And I kept getting lost in the content of all the different things I can do. You know, all the different ways I can apply NLP in those contexts kind of thing, because they don't, you know. So my time frame went from what I wanted to So much more. So much more. And it was submersive and all around.
Wow.
Whereas the first desire was like a picture kind of thing.
So what you just said is working with submodalities. Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
basically
well, working with some modalities and working with your questions.
Yeah. I mean, the submodalities work in this case. It should be that we can draw ourselves deeper in these visuals, like you mentioned. Yeah, it was far away, and you draw it bigger, closer, bigger, more colorful. Yeah, maybe more lively. The picture itself. So this makes it also more vivid. More I want it. More I'm into it. Yeah. So and this is to compare the two pictures, and then even we can increase it, you can make it bigger. Yeah, so there's two steps actually. Compare it, and if we can make it bigger, if it's not big enough, we can grow it, right? So
Yeah, Harry,
yep.
I had what I think was quite a change. When I'd written that desired goal, I used the words "get tax done," and it was black and white. There was nothing but tenseness around it. I actually, after following through, I changed the writing of the goal to be submit backlog tax and BAS, which is a 3-monthly thing. And quite interesting. The picture changed to color. It was larger. And I actually did a future pacing a bit about how will I feel when that's done. And it totally changed. It was quite a surprise even to me how effective it was. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Jay, for this input. Yeah, so working with submodalities can be surprising. Yeah. And it's actually a very easy process. Yeah. You just imagine it, you think about it, what you see, what you hear, what you feel, and then you compare it, and then you grow it, and it makes you drawn into it. Yeah.
So it's worth the time to sit down and look at these deeper things. But obviously we can't do this for everything we want in life, but we do this for what is clearly more important.
Yes, but we will build up momentum and we understand in the process. So we more and more, maybe subconscious, step from just desire something ego-driven into giving it a little bit more higher goals, more valued goals aligned with the values, more finding the why, more identity-driven goals, which are for the higher good, not just egocentric driven. Yeah. So that's if you sum it up. Yeah. One is the spark, one is the fuel. So they keep the fire burning, right? Yeah, okay. So thank you then for your participation and your work. I think we're quite on time.
Woo! Okay, thank you, Harrald.
Boom! You made it here! Good on you. Make sure you click the subscribe button below and check out the playlist at the end. If you'd like to come along to our Sunday sessions where we host a live, free Q&A for our students and members, you're welcome. I'll see you there.